going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 26 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the brand new Collector Series in MUT 26, go over everything you need to know about this program. We got a bunch of new cards, and also how you can earn free champions through this promo throughout the entire year. Before we go over any of that, let's start with the content schedule for this week in MUT 26. Love seeing the dates on here, or the days of the week, so we know when this content is coming. But today we got the Collector Series. Tomorrow, a brand new promo called Crystal. We'll probably see some reveals on Twitter later tonight about 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Wednesday, Team Builders and Team Captains are dropping. I know a lot of people are wondering if Team Captains would be a thing this year because it wasn't at launch, but it is coming this Thursday. Excuse me, this Wednesday. This Thursday, we're getting release number 2 to the preseason standouts promo. That has basically been leaked. There's a bunch of champions coming out. Joey Porter Jr., Brian Branch, Ladd McConkey, Ernest Jones, Nick Bolton, and Rashawn Slater. The LTDs are Christian Gonzalez, Zay Flowers, and Jalen Carter. So again, we know that content's on the way, or at least what it is. And then on Saturday, we do have Legends. But jam-packed schedule, lots of content on the way. The cards that came out today, really good, but with everything else coming, it's not a terrible idea to hold on to your money, your training, your coins right now, because the cards that drop today could end up being cheaper in a couple days. With this brand new Collector Series promo, it is part of the weekly spotlight, which is kind of 3 promos in one right now. So if you watch my videos or paid attention to the Legend content, you play through these solos, instead of getting Legend tokens, you get weekly spotlight tokens. Well, the same thing's going to apply for the Collector Series. Ultimately, these spotlight tokens are going to be able to be traded in for weekly content, such as Legends, Collector Series, and Team of the Week once that starts rolling. As we just saw with the content schedule, that is not coming this week, but it will be very soon, more than likely. Hopefully we see a preseason Team of the Week promo to kick it off, and then once the NFL season starts rolling, that will happen likely every Wednesday. But for the first drop, we have Signature Series number 1. So I'm assuming this Collector Series is going to give us like sub promos, if you will, and Signature Series could be one. I mean, for all we know, next week for the Collector Series, it could be AKA cards or another drop of signatures, but I think it all falls under this this Collector Series umbrella. For now, what you need to do and what you need to know is we got solos. You play through all of these solos. The max that you can earn is 28 stars currently, but that's going to get you 4 weekly spotlight tokens that you can get right now, and the goal is to get to 25. Once you get to 25, you can trade those in for an 85 overall champion of your choice from both today's drop and the Legends that came out on Saturday and Sunday. And there's going to be additional ways to earn these tokens throughout the year. Outside of just the solo challenges, you also have a individual field pass. So if we go over to that, and this is really important because this field pass is supposed to refresh every single Wednesday. If you read the description of it, it says, welcome to Weekly Spotlight, complete objectives and earn tokens that can be used in Legends, Collector Series, and then Team of the Week. Objectives refresh on Wednesday. The main reason this is important is because all of these objectives in this field pass, they were introduced to us on Saturday, so you don't even have a full week to knock these out. So pay attention because you want to get these done before Wednesday. Once they refresh, this could be a ton of XP that you're missing out on. Now, as far as completing sets, you can probably do some of the lower overall upgrade sets to get these done, but just don't spend all of your coin trying to get them. If you have to miss out on the XP, that's going to be unfortunate, but coin is always going to be king at the end of the day. So just, don't spend too many coins trying to get those done. If you can get them organically, get them done organically, that's going to be a W there. But, for example, a couple of these statistical objectives, I'm pretty close to getting done. And then once we do that, we earn all of this XP. You can see here the rewards within the field pass pretty much alternate between spotlight tokens. In some situations, you get 2 instead of 1. In other situations, you get a very minimal coin amount. But between the spotlight tokens that can be earned in the field pass and then the 2 different solo challenges, Legends and the Collector Series, you're going to be pretty close to getting to that number of 25 like within the first couple weeks. Now, when it comes time to use those tokens, you can go over to item sets. You can sort by the program. So if we wanted to go to Collector Series or to Legends, we could use that filter. And you're going to be looking for the 85 overall B&D Collector Series Champion Token Exchange. And then there's one also for the Legend program. My face cam is currently blocking it, but it's an 85 overall B&D Legends Fantasy Token Exchange. The thing I do need to point out here is that these are not repeatable. So if you put the 25 tokens into the Legend set, you can only do it once. one time. Also, I'm safely assuming whenever we leap up to 86 overall champions and 87 overall LTDs, which probably isn't too far away, you're going to kind of miss out. So it's not a terrible idea just to hang on to these tokens and wait for an overall increase. That's what I'll be doing on both my main account and my no money spent account. But I did just want to point that out, that if you want to, you can trade 25 tokens in right now to get one of these cards. Now, to get to 25, it wouldn't necessarily be free, but if you're going the free route, you're not going to have 25. Regardless, you put them in, you should get access to all of the non-LTD 85 overall collector series cards in this situation. Now, if you want any of the cards that came out today, the other sets here are in the game, and of course, you do have a 77 overall set that requires just standard cards that you might have in your binder. This could help you get those objectives done that are in the field pass the cheapest way, and with all the pack trash that you get from all the free game modes in the game, this is a good idea to attack these sets with that stuff specifically. Now, with the champion level cards, if you happen to want those, it's going to be similar to the Legend series where we have 582 overall collector series cards. So you put those 582s into the set. In return, you get a fantasy pack that gives you any of the 85 overall champions that came out so far today. And I don't know if we're going to see that overall increase next week, but we should get more 85s next Monday. And I'm assuming this is going to be a staple for the very long foreseeable future. This seems like a long week-to-week program, similar to Legends and Team of the Week. And as far as the brand new cards that came out today, they all look pretty good. The card art is amazing. We do also have two 86 overall LTDs. Now, when EA revealed these cards on Twitter last night, it said collect enough champions and you can, I guess, trade those in for like a bigger prize. We don't know what that's going to be, but I love the collecting aspect of all of this, and the signatures on the cards, you know, it gives it that real-life card feeling. So with the LTDs, you got 86 overall Jalen Johnson and Matthew Stafford. I mean, the 87 throw power on Stafford is amazing. I wish the accuracies were all 85 plus to kind of substitute for the lack of speed that he's going to have, but he's still a really good pocket passer QB. Jalen Johnson, really good zone coverage, 6 foot tall. I wish they would have made him 86 speed. He doesn't like leap a bunch of the other corners that are already out there, like a Darrelle Revis, even though he's taller than him. I totally get it. Like Witherspoon has 85 speed. So Jalen Johnson is an LTD, unless I'm missing something, and maybe I should look at the abilities here. He doesn't feel like he's like way better than any other card. And it doesn't look like, I mean, you got Secure Tackler for 2, that's decent, but there's no game-changing abilities this early in the year. I will say with the champion cards, the two that I personally have my eye on are going to be Mark Andrews, because we need a little bit of a better, faster tight end in the game, and he's going to provide that 82 speed, decent run blocking, route running and catching solid. And then Jalen Waddle, 86 speed receiver at the 85 overall level. He is only 5'10". I don't think that's a deal breaker there. Pretty good route running and catching. So those are the two cards I'm going to look to adding to the squad. If you need a right guard, Robert Hunt's probably going to drop down in price a little bit because of this one. Frank Louisville looks actually like an interesting card with the 82 zone, 82 speed, and 84 block shed. I feel like he might be pretty good in like a 6-1 defense. DeForest Buckner, we got a lot of good defensive tackles out there. I would hold off on this card, especially with Jalen Carter coming later this week. Harrison Smith at free safety isn't a bad card either. Lacks man coverage, but he could be a good sub linebacker, and we don't have a ton of great free safeties in the game. But overall, I think all of the cards are pretty solid. I just mentioned the two that I have my eye on. When it comes to the pack offers, pretty standard when it comes to pack offers, pretty standard stuff, similar to what we saw with Legends over the weekend. You got a $25 bundle that features 2 80-plus cards, a weekly spotlight token. You can earn them from solos, you can get them in the field pass, but they are also in various pack offers, like this $25 one. And then you're either going to get an 80-plus current week player or an 85 overall champion. As far as the odds go on getting that champion, you're looking at a 50% shot. So I think that's pretty good value. We had, again, a similar pack with Legends this past weekend. I opened it up twice. The very first time, I pulled an 80. It was very disappointing. The second time I opened it up, I got 86 overall Terrell Owens. This also tells you that you have a 3.1% chance at pulling one of the LTDs. Very slim. I don't know if those were the odds for the Legend bundle too, because I don't think it showed that, but that's good to know. Hopefully they keep that forward. But this kind of gives you a bunch of everything, and hopefully this keeps the champion prices fairly low. low on these cards. I think it will, and for all of you that might open up this pack, good luck. I hope you pull an 85. You do also have a $100 bundle that's going to give you 2 82 plus packs, a bunch of regular collector series packs, and then a guaranteed champion. You get 2 random shots there, 2 random choices, and you get to pick one. This one looks like it doesn't have the greatest odds at pulling an LTD. Actually, it kind of does. So I like that it shows this. I don't think we saw this in last year's game. You have a 19% chance at pulling an LTD in the $100 bundle, and you are guaranteed an 85. And then one of the additional ways, and there's actually 2 of them here, is to spend either money, training, or coins on these other packs, and you can get more tokens. So we saw this with the Legend drop, a 525 training pack, which with the current market is about, and the current market says right now, 178.51 coins per training point. You're looking at about 93 to 94,000 coins to open up this pack, but it's going to give you 377 plus players and then 3 more of those spotlight tokens. So you had 2 of these with the Legends drop this past weekend. Now you got 2 more here with the 3 tokens. You can get a grand total of 12 just from buying these packs. Now, my advice to you is to not spend any coin to buy training to open these up. As I've mentioned before, there are a ton of free game modes to play, specifically against the computer, that you can wash, rinse, repeat, and earn tons of free packs. For the most part, those packs have trash, but if you quick sell enough items from those free packs, you can build up that training count and probably open up 1 or 2 of these per week for free. And that's really the angle that I would be taking with your training right now. Outside of using it to upgrade players to add abilities, stay away from the mystery packs. They've been terrible for just about everybody. What I'm really going to focus on my no money spent account specifically, my main account's a little bit different because we spend money. It doesn't really matter. We have a lot of disposable income on this account, if you will. But what I'm going to really focus on my no money spent account is just grinding those game modes, earning free training, and saving it for packs like this where, you know, maybe we get lucky and pull something out of the 77 plus packs, but at least we're getting tokens that will lead to additional free content or champion level cards that we can put on the team, and their fantasy packs, so we get to pick the player that we want, which makes it even better. So that's really it in a nutshell here. I think it's a W promo. I'm really curious to see what they do, if the collector series is always going to be signature cards, or if they're going to switch it up and go like signature, then AKA, then something else, then something else. We'll have to wait and see, but if they just keep it under that umbrella of collector series, I think it's pretty cool, and I'm all for just grinding and playing and earning collectibles to trade in for free cards to upgrade your team. So you guys let me know what you think about the promo. I think it's a W, and we got so much more content on the way. I'm excited. Thank you for watching. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.